ever to live in Los Angeles just because of the traffic though.
Yeah, that looks.
I mean, it's bad here, but at least I feel like it's predictable here. 'Cause in LA, it's just not. They're so narrow that you can always, find a way to get you there. It's just,
Mic check.
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3.
Mic check.
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Mic check.
Because you have a lot of water.
Where that needs to turn his mic.
Is weather one's working?
Come on, we can move that to. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you.
Any way you can boost up the video level on camera 12? Are you working on it? Thanks.
hello.
Hey.
Oh shit.
And it's a sound. There it is. Ten to sound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right, weekend ahead. Will the rain finally let up?
Plus, a nearly 1,000-pound great white shark spotted off South Florida next.
Pre-show sound would be next.
15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right now at 11, what is the city of Fort Lauderdale doing after a fourth sewage spill in a residential neighborhood? Plus, as far as the weather goes, the year is going out on a sour note.
You may not want to remember the last weekend of 2019.
And more than 12 feet long, almost 1,000 pounds. This great white shark has been spotted in Biscayne Bay. First at 11, the aftermath of yet another sewage main break in Fort Lauderdale. It is the fourth one in a matter of weeks. As you can imagine, the situation really stinks, and then some.
Tonight, the city is promising some solutions, but making no promises that this will not happen again. CBS 4's Amber Diaz is live in Fort Lauderdale with our top story at 11. Amber.
Well, good evening to you both. Yes, very stinky situation, as you can imagine, for residents out here in Victoria Park. This is where the latest break happened around 7:30 this morning. Neighbors say they could barely leave their homes. They even had to spend the afternoon cleaning up some of the water themselves. Now the city says they're going to need millions to fix the problem. 4 breaks in just 3 weeks, causing 2 major concerns at least 3 Fort Lauderdale neighborhoods.
It's just the water everywhere.
There's already been so much construction around here.
The water main breaks happening in Rio Vista, Beverly Heights, and the latest in Victoria Park. A bird's eye view shows murky waters flooding streets. The most recent break, crews working from 7:30 Friday morning until late in the night to fix a 16-inch pipe that spewed sewage on Northeast 5th Street near 16th Avenue. Barry Wiggins saw trouble creeping up to her front door.
Get out with the dogs and could barely walk them because the water, or whatever you want to call it, was all the way up to here, the sewage.
And Tiffany Howard said it kept her family indoors most of the day.
The smell is really bad. Like it's a beautiful day. We couldn't have the windows open or the doors open.
Crews spent the afternoon vacuuming up what's left behind, cleaning up sidewalks and driveways, while the health department passed out flyers to people who live here. That spill, though large, was contained shortly after and the repair began quickly. Unlike the previous 3 spills earlier this month, the largest was the 52-inch pipe that broke in 2 spots in High Dollar, Rio Vista. Days later, a 48-inch main broke underwater in the Himmershey Canal. City manager Chris Laverbloom says these breaks are common with old age. They can handle these short-term breaks, but they'll need a long-term solution so this doesn't keep happening.
One system that we need to invest some money into, that we need to make some repairs on. I can tell you
Alright,
it's a break
10
that happened in
seconds.
Rio Vista. We've got a contract for a design build project to replace that pipe that will happen much quicker than any sort of pipe that we've repaired in Fort Lauderdale in some time.
And the city manager you just heard from says $200 million is being used to fix the old sewage system, but they're hoping to get more millions in the next few years. In Fort Lauderdale, Amber Diaz, CBS 4 News Tonight.
Okay, Amber, thank you for that report. Now at 11, we've just made it to the final weekend of 2019, and it's looking like some of it will be wet. Let's get the details from our chief meteorologist, Craig Spencer. Craig.
Well, if the weekend started today, then we've already qualified for the wet weekend, right? And there's no signs of this coming to an end. We'll have some breaks from time to time, especially on Sunday and maybe even Monday, but it is looking wet tonight. Big area of rain up to the north right now. This is where most of the rain has been during the day up in Palm Beach County and areas to the north, Martin and St. Lucie County. Right now, the heaviest rain has moved out of Deerfield Beach, Hillsborough Inlet area, as well as Parkland on into southern Palm Beach County. For the moment, it is quiet in much of Broward, the Miami-Dade. There's an area of showers right now over downtown Miami heading towards MIA and pushing onto the west through Hialeah and Doral. More showers upstream that are headed our way, and other showers down in South Dade coming across Ocean Reef there in LA Key headed towards Florida City and Homestead. And showers in the upper Keys, a few showers in the middle Keys, not much going on in the lower Keys. Temperatures there warm despite the rain, mainly mid-70s right now. Computer models through the night. You guessed it, more showers coming through, nothing too heavy, but the potential for some heavier rain is up in the coming days, and some of the showers tonight, tomorrow, right into next week. We'll that forecast coming up.
Thank you, Craig. A mystery deepens tonight in Northwest Miami-Dade.
Double
Who
next.
murdered a father inside a home? CBS 4's Ty Russell is following the investigation live at Miami-Dade Police Headquarters. Ty?
Is it full?
Yeah, Rudy, the big questions tonight: who killed this Northwest Miami-Dade father and why? And also tonight, detectives here at the Miami-Dade Police Department sent out a flyer seeking more information to help make an arrest.
Miami-Dade police detectives need help finding whoever killed
Looking ahead,
66-year-old
19E is
Isaac
dead.
Schreiro.
19E.
Friday, the department sent out this flyer offering up to a $3,000 reward if a tip leads to an arrest. Investigators say Schreiro was stabbed to death at his Northwest Miami-Dade home Thursday.
Traumatizing. It's really traumatizing.
Neighbor Nettie Jean Pierre is now concerned because the killer is on the run. She also wants to know why someone would want to harm the 66-year-old.
I didn't see no kids. I saw him with his wife, and that's all. That's all.
Police spent hours collecting evidence Thursday at the home along Northwest First Place near 79th Street. Investigators
Ty has
say
Crime Stoppers. It will come up pretty quick.
his body Thursday.
I can only imagine the amount of pain that could have been to somebody.
Police say the victim's son also noticed several personal items at the home were missing. Detectives didn't say exactly what may have been stolen.
I lived around here. My childhood was in this neighborhood, and I've never experienced something horrifying like this.
Neighbors say this home was once a nuisance because of crime and drugs. It then sat vacant for months, and the property owner cleaned up the area. And the victim moved in just 2 months ago.
The fact that they just moved in, that's just absurd to me. That's just crazy.
So tonight, if you have any information to help out the victim's family along with those concerned neighbors, call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers at number 305-471-TIPS. We are live at the Miami-Dade Police Headquarters. I'm Ty Russell, CBS 4 News Tonight.
Ty, thank you. And tonight, we know the man who was shot and killed while mowing his niece's yard on Christmas Eve is the uncle of Florida State Representative Keone McGee. Keone McGee, rather. Investigators say Dennis McGee was outside the house along 139th Avenue in southwest Miami-Dade when at least 20 shots were fired. Keone McGee says he's thankful for the outpouring of love and support from the community. He represents the 117th district, covering part of Miami-Dade County.
3 South Florida cities are under federal investigation for submitting what Homeland Security calls questionable invoices for debris removal after Hurricane Irma in 2018. Because of that, the feds are holding back checks to those cities. El Portal has received just $145,000 of the $2.1 million it wanted from cleanup. Florida City has received $343,000 of $5.2 million. Miami Shores asked for $3.2 million for cleanup, but has not received anything from the feds. The Inspector General will likely make the final decisions on the money.
More talk today about the looming impeachment trial of President Trump. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi still has not delivered the articles of impeachment to the Senate, saying she needs to see what the rules of the trial will be first. Today, Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy warned Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to be careful what he wishes for when it comes to requesting witnesses at the trial.
If he gets his witnesses, I'm sure that the president is going to want his witnesses. And the president's witnesses will be subject to a claim of executive privilege, but Chuck's might.
At least 4 Republicans would have to join Democrats to allow witnesses at the trial.
Next, incredible video out of Texas when a big rig barrels out of control.
Also, a deadly plane crash overseas, coming with so many stories of survival now being told tonight.
It's okay to cry in basketball. The unexpected family reunion before the Miami Heat took the court.
And the final countdown to 2020 as Mr. Neon gets to work.
Go page 29, please.
29, page 29, guys.
Page 29, Dan, 29. Also, Colbert will be dead.
No Colbert. catch up the time coming back. $15.
15 seconds.
10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5,
5, 4,
3,
3, 2, 1.
Wow, simply a miracle no one was killed in this. It happened today in heavy fog on an interstate in Lubbock County,
Animation of
Texas.
video on that.
First responders were on the scene of an accident when the big rig came barreling through the fog. A news photographer had his camera set up, and after overturning, the truck slid right up to where it was. 2 people were hurt, but they're expected to be okay. Now at 11, a miracle in the wreckage of plane crashes in Kazakhstan, yet somehow dozens of people on board survived. There's a tragic side to the story as well. 12 people have died.
Yet as rare as plane crashes are, it's even more rare when one happens of this magnitude and we see so many people make it out alive.
The plane slammed into a concrete wall before plowing into this 2-story house shortly after takeoff. It was en route from Almaty, Kazakhstan's largest city, to the capital, Nur Sultan, early Friday morning.
It was like smashed like this, and some it was ugly.
98 people were on board the Bek Air flight, and dozens managed to survive. One rescue worker carried a small boy away from the crash scene. Kazakhstan's deputy prime minister says the plane's tail hit the runway twice during takeoff, indicating it struggled to get off the ground. Aviation authorities suspended all flights from the low-cost carrier and all models of the Fokker 100 aircraft as they investigate whether technical issues or pilot error caused the crash.
I think that this is possibly to do to icing, and this airport is known for icy conditions.
Aviation experts believe many people survived because the wings stayed intact. Kazakhstan's air safety record has caused concern in the past. In 2009, the European Union banned all but one Kazakh airline from operating in the bloc because they failed to meet international safety standards. The ban was only lifted in 2016.
It's not yet clear if the rescued baby was on the plane or in that house that was hit. Tonight, Kazakhstan's president has ordered an inspection of all airlines in the country.
Frightening moments in Kansas following an explosion at an aircraft manufacturing plant. More than a dozen people were injured when a nitrogen line ruptured at the Beechcraft facility in Wichita. The blast causing part of the building to collapse. The plant was operating with a very small crew because of the holidays. It would normally have had hundreds more inside. It's not known what caused the explosion.
Now, a year to remember. Tonight, we continue our look back at the stories that defined South Florida in 2019, and there is plenty to remember when it comes to sports.
Here's CBS 4's Mike Cunha with a look at what kept sports fans talking during the past 12 months.
Mike out there?
As we prepare to say hello to 2020, we
Mike
say
out there?
goodbye to the greatest player in Heat history, Dwayne Wade. The 3-time champion scored 30 points in his final home game and gave us one last jump on that scorer's table. His storybook ending included one more moment with his longtime friend and teammate Udonis Haslem. Wade didn't even watch as he capped off a triple-double with a dish to UD. His final highlight on an NBA floor.
This is for real, and I won't be making a comeback. You know, we retire at 37 and make a comeback.
His exit gave way to a new era, with a new star in Jimmy Butler and an emerging roster that has the Heat off to the best start in franchise history.
If you think you've had all the crazy you can handle, crazy has a way of saying, watch this.
Oh, you want crazy? Well, how's this for insane? Manny Diaz went from coaching Temple for all of 5 minutes to taking over the Hurricanes. He dubbed the program the New Miami. The problem is, the New Miami met losses to the likes of Georgia Tech, Duke, and yes, even FIU.
Obviously, a very, very dark night. One of the lowest points ever in this proud program's history.
Another dark age for the U has brought light to the Panthers. FIU and Butch Davis are going bowling for a 3rd straight year.
Thank you. It's been a whirlwind 24 hours.
In Dolphin land, Brian Flores went from winning a Super Bowl with the Patriots to coaching the Fins. They're heading in a different direction now, which points near the top of the NFL draft board.
Hey, we playing to win right here, fellas.
Flores has done what he could with a stripped-down roster that saw the likes of Kenyon Drake and Micah Fitzpatrick have success elsewhere.
Let's keep playing.
But there is light at the end of the tunnel in the football universe that is South Florida. Look no further than the high school ranks. 7 different teams represented the area at state, and all 7 came home with a trophy. Look at this guy.
From Christopher Columbus High School, Mr. Henry Parrish is the winner of the CBS 4 Nat Moore Trophy.
Henry Parrish was the first winner of the Nat Moore Trophy, which recognizes the top football player from Dave Broward or Monroe. All he did was compile over 2,000 yards and 33 touchdowns.
Is in touchdown.
On the ice, the Panthers were big spenders, netting goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky and hiring legendary coach Joe Quenneville. But so far, Coach Q and Bob haven't seen the wins pile up. There's still plenty of season left. The Marlins gave skipper Don Mattingly a new 2-year deal as they continue their rebuild, which, by the way, means some changes in the ballpark, including moving in the outfield walls just a little bit closer.
30.
And speaking of construction, Inter Miami CF's renovation at Lockhart Stadium hit a brief snag during a PR event, sort of a microcosm of their efforts to build a home in Miami at Mel Reese. But Jorge Mas, David Beckham, and the new team on the block are charging ahead with what they hope is a temporary home in Fort Lauderdale. They'll take us into 2020 with their inaugural season kicking off in March.
Now, before we head into 2020, we also want to remember those we lost this year, including Nick Bonacani, Jim Langer, Bob Kuchenberg, legendary Dolphins, who were part of that 1972 perfect season. Mike Cunio, CBS 4 News.
Mike, thank you. New Year's Eve is right around the corner, and a South Florida icon is getting ready to help bring in 2020. Mr. Neon installed the Big Orange at the Hotel Intercontinental earlier this afternoon. This is the 34th year South Florida will watch the Big Orange climb up the hotel to usher in the new year at the stroke of midnight.
We come down.
14. Time for it,
2:30.
Not packed like sardines.
Fun for everybody.
Nothing is wrong with New York, but it's like pretty crazy there. But for us, the weather's
fun for
phenomenal.
everybody.
We have a wonderful time, and it's just fun for everybody.
Bayfront Park will be hosting a free event on New Year's Eve, complete with a dance floor and fireworks over Biscayne Bay. Meantime, in much chillier New York City, the famous Times Square ball is almost ready to go. This morning, workers installed 192 sparkling new Waterford crystal triangles on the ball. This year's design is called The Gift of Goodwill. An estimated 1 billion people around the world will watch the ball drop Tuesday night.
And they better be bundled up at Times Square. Here in South Florida, you might want to have an umbrella for those celebrations, right, Craig?
Yeah, because if you hoist half of the Big Orange, it's like a big umbrella.
Yes.
Right? Just kind of like a half circle. You can stand under. That may be, unfortunately, what we end up with on New Year's Eve is rain in the area. We're in just kind of a lousy pattern for this time of year. Here's our CBS 4 camera in Doral. Looking to the east there, you can barely see the outline of the Magic City. In the foreground here is MIA, and it is raining across much of South Florida, here and there. 75s across the board. It's a warm evening and humid as well. 5 on the stickiness scale, east wind, and about 0.08 of an inch of rain, almost a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. A lot of rain right now up in Palm Beach County. Going to be a wet night there. Just clipping northern Broward there, southern Broward, central Broward looking good. A little bit of rain coming up out of Miami-Dade now, moving towards Miami Lakes up through Opelika now, and that extends down right over MIA and bound to the south through Coral Gables. That's headed west towards Sweetwater as well as Westchester and Doral in the next half hour. More showers to the south. That's heading into South Miami-Dade, and little spotty showers drake over the Keys right now. High temperatures today, despite the clouds and the breeze, we did see enough sun to push us into the low to mid 80s. More warm temperatures despite the rain in store. It's going to be well above normal rainfall wise and temperature wise. The moisture for the passing showers is on the increase now. It's going to be thick enough and high enough in value to produce some locally heavy downpours. That's through tomorrow afternoon. On Sunday, not looking a whole lot better. Still moisture draped up the peninsula. Monday, we're kind of in a little lull here ahead of this next area of moisture that's coming across. So Monday, potentially, we could see just a warm, partly cloudy day, and then mainly afternoon storms. And then here comes this slow-moving cold front that's slowing down. We're in the thick of the moisture and it's a pretty good chance for thunderstorms. Then finally on New Year's Day, it looks like some drier air is going to work its way down back to sunshine, lower humidities, and kind of a break from all this mess. In the middle of the country, there's a mess going on as well. Snowstorm working its way northward in the plains there. Elsewhere across the nation, not looking too bad. One snowstorm moved out of the northeast. And other than that, it's not bad. Temperatures remain warm over about the southeast 1/3 of the nation. Temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s at this hour, late in December. Our forecast for tonight, looking warm, looking humid, breezy along the beaches, passing showers, low in the mid-70s, not much more change tonight temperature-wise. Tomorrow, sun and some showers around, breezy, some of those showers will produce some heavy downpours as well. For boaters, not another nice day because breezes up on the east, southeast of 15 to 20 up to 8-foot seas. And taking us through the weekend, warm but wet. Next week, well, we're setting our sights on 2020. Back to you.
Thank you, Craig. Take a look at South Florida's latest visitor, and he can eat.
We have the shark tail, and it's next.
Sports tees will be generic.
Generic sports tees. B is dead.
Sports tees will be generic for Elliott. Looks like Mike Cunha is back with sports.
Anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, I'm off till Thursday.
What? No way.
I'll
Again?
go Orlando again.
Cool.
New Year's at Disney.
I was about to.
You go to Disney, Ryan?
Yeah, I was just there and I'm going back.
Nice. What park are you going to? I mean, well, what?
I don't know yet actually. Just there on Tuesday. Probably jump around a little bit.
Nice. Do you have the?
But New Year's will be in Epcot midnight.
That's my favorite of all of them. That's the best one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here 10 to 7, so I'll be good. But then I don't know. I'll see. I might have another Asian New Year's. We'll see. My
You should
girlfriend-
go to downtown.
I'm no, absolutely not. You know, I've been a couple times. I did it like 2 or 3 times. It's been horrible. I mean, horrible.
He's Mr. 305.
I know. He's the worldwide president. Allegedly.
15 seconds.
I can't name like 5 Pitbull songs off the top of my head.
10,
Maybe there.
9, 8,
Like he said the same thing for years.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Radio shock jock Don Imus is dead. His family says he passed away this morning at a hospital in Texas. Imus made his career with his signature show Imus in the Morning, from which he was fired in 2007 after making a racist and sexist comment about a women's college basketball team. He would return to radio a short time later until his retirement last year. Don Imus was 79 years old.
New details about the data breach at Wawa. The convenience store chain is now facing 6 lawsuits that could get class action status. One of the lawsuits is claiming that Wawa was negligent in its keeping its customers' information safe, especially in the wake of similar data breaches at chains like Target and Whole Foods. Wawa says it's since taken steps to contain the breach and is offering affected customers free credit monitoring.
Tonight, an ocean research group says it's tracking a great white shark just off the coast of South Florida. This is video of when the group OSearch tagged the shark off Nova Scotia in October. They named it Ironbound. It's 12 feet 4 inches long. It's a male and it weighs about 1,000 pounds. Ironbound has traveled nearly 1,500 miles and is swimming somewhere off Key Biscayne. So keep that in mind next time you go for a little dip.
Theme from Jaws, maybe? Pretty scary. Mike Cunio, packed with sports next.
Did you just fall asleep out there?
Shit. I'm like, what was the deal with that?
She bone stuff back at that.
Sports open to Cunio OTS next.
Rock made the all night.
You know, like no one is sad about that guy who died. On Twitter, everyone's like lighting him up for what he said.
He did do a lot of good as well.
Yeah. We're just focusing on the one thing.
That's life. You're remembered for the bad. You're judged on the bad, not the good.
Oh, if you 21 has White's back, oh, that's fun. Or a weird shot on 10. That's okay, I guess.
You can Uber right up to the front, pretty much on free reign with this.
Still talking about my guitar.
30.
30 seconds.
I'm so excited. I was
Yeah,
trying.
there's like a whole little like mini mall.
I was trying to explain to Elliot
What
that
chair is he on?
Elliot's chair one. Don't even bother. You're gonna get no more text.
Hi,
10
Elliot,
seconds.
Jesse.
Go. Leave it
There's like a whole little mini mall in there with like stores, there's like a day
Ten.
slash nightclub. 10, 9, 8,
Open next.
7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
And now, CBS 4 Sports. Welcome back, I'm Mike Cunio. 20 lead changes tonight between the Heat and Pacers, the last one breaking Miami's way. Second quarter, Miami doing a bunch of their damage in transition. Tyler Hero sits up Bama Adebayo for 2 of his 18 points. And we go to the fourth. Big block by Derek Jones Jr. This would set up Goran Dragic on the other end. The Dragon raining down at 3, and Miami is going to grab a 9-point lead. But a 10-2 run by Aaron Holiday gets Indiana back in this. His floater from the free throw line gives the Pacers a 1-point lead. So Heat are going to trail 112-111 in the final 30 seconds. And that's where Bam comes up with his biggest rebound of the night. And this guy had 15 of them. He finds Dragic on the perimeter, and he's going to drive. It says, how's this for a floater in the lane? Dragic had 14 points off the bench. The Heat back in front. Now the Pacers had time for one more shot, but once again, Aaron Holiday, he's going to drive. Jones Jr. there to get him out of his rhythm. Miami holds on and improves to 14-1 at home.
No score.
That's our DNA, you know. Not every game's gonna look pretty. Not every game is gonna make shots. We get the W, and you know, I'm focused now to feel.
At Cue the Waterworks, Heat forward Chris Silva left his home country of Gabon in Africa in 2012, and since then has only seen his mom once. Well, tonight, a reunion 3 years in the making happened a few hours before tip-off. Shows his mother Kareem surprising him in front of his teammates and coaches during a pregame workout. Nick Arison, the commissioner's office, and NBA Africa helped reunite mother and son. Two more juniors, Junior Canes, announced they're going pro today, one on each side of the ball. In a well-crafted video posted on Twitter, running back DJ Dallas let the world know of his decision. Dallas, arguably the Canes' best offensive weapon, scored 20 touchdowns over his 3 seasons in orange and green. Joining him in draft preps will be junior corner Trajan Bandy, who cites family reasons for his decision to jump into the NFL.
We'll do a very quick
Meanwhile, the
three-shot.
team fired offensive coordinator and QB coach Dan Enos today following that shutout loss in the Independence Bowl. Enos' led offense was 89th in scoring, 99th in the country in total yards, 122nd in rushing. It's likely more changes are coming for that Canes coaching staff. Unfortunately, it looks like they certainly needed it, finishing 6-7.
Major rebuilding needed.
Major rebuilding coming too with the new Miami. Yes.
Thank you, Mike. We'll be right back.
Of show. You too. Good weekend.
How long for lottery?
Yes.
Lottery for 15.
Yeah, they should pull you, it should be able to pull you right in front. Yeah, there's restaurants, there's bars,
I
there's the
explained all
casino
this.
right there.
Talk about it. I explained it all.
There's restaurants inside the hotel.
It's like your parents that don't get
No,
to
he
be first.
He doesn't understand. It's all one rule.
Yeah, because the restaurant, I
That's
mean,
so
the
funny.
guitar attaches to the casino, the old casino. So there's just a couple new restaurants and stuff in the park with like a little
No, they're,
mini mall.
but they're. He's gonna
It's
say,
been pretty
Orion
good.
said something.
No problem.
Yeah,
There's like a boozy ice cream place next to it.
if you have sound that includes a 2-shot movement, so like I would put it up for like a second and then cover it in place of it's just it sucks because he's there, but it'd be weird. Just jump into it. It's making going to Hard Rock sound like it's going to Cuba for the first time.
Thirty.
30 seconds.
$15.
15 seconds.
Music for Lotto.